See any hot dog stands? So I just got back from finishing qualifiers. The round is still going. The way it's working is it's two different heats. So I was in the first heat. Here you can see I'm starting off with a nice flash during my competition of boulder 3, a nice little paddle, nice and powerful. Felt like it was a good start to the round. So the format of this qualification is it's a modified scramble, and like I said, there's two heats. So each heat has got 3 hours to climb, and there's 8 boulders, and it's top zone and attempts to top, and zones is the scoring. So I've got 3 hours to try to do 8 boulders. Here I flashed my second boulder of the day. Those were the first 2 I tried, and I started off with 2 flashes, so I was feeling really good. 8 boulders is a lot though. It's super hard to manage. Like looking around, watching everybody climb, and trying to focus on yourself. It's so brutal, and even though you have 3 hours, it goes by really fast. And so here, the next boulder I tried while I was still feeling physically fresh was probably the most physically intense of the round. It was that boulder in the middle there, a lot of pinches, a lot of crimps. Yeah, man, I find that I don't usually do this super well in the powerful boulders in this format because of the long lines and the long rests. It's not something I'm used to because I kind of train pretty fast paced, and so that definitely was affecting me a lot on that boulder. But yeah, it was still early in the round too, and that one felt really hard, so I was kind of wondering if I needed it at all. Like maybe the other 7 looked more doable, so I would save that just in case to maybe come back to it later. And yeah, I flashed that orange one. I was feeling really good. I had 3 flashes so far, and I only tried 1 boulder that I failed on. And then here I'm going and flashing another boulder. This one on the left here, kind of a slab with this press over. And one thing I did for this event actually, which I don't normally do, is I didn't check the start list before the event started. So I had no idea that there was going to be 130 men, like slightly over 130. Absolutely insane. A massive field, stacks too, lots of strong people. And so here I flash another boulder. I flashed this slab on the left. So I've got 5 flashes at this point, feeling pretty good. There's still 2 more on the right that I have to try. But first I come back and try this one in the middle here while I still have a bit of power because I seeing that I was getting a few more tops. But yeah, this boulder for me was really hard to do while doing all the other boulders. Like this is something I would try right in the beginning and give it like a bunch of hard tries, but that's not how you want to operate in this sort of format because I would just burn all my energy and not be able to do anything else. So I kind of conceded on that boulder after like 6 tries. So here I'm trying the slab all the way on the right. I take a couple tries to figure out the start. And I think like after 4 tries, I make it through the start. But yeah, like I was saying, 130 people, absolutely crazy. I was in heat 1, which most people decided to choose heat 1 to compete in. You could decide between heat 1 and 2. And so there's 70 people in heat 2, like just over 70, and then like just over 50 in the second heat. And so here I fall kind of trying to stand up dynamically to the finish there and balance on this like super bad foot. And yeah, I was feeling the pressure, man. I haven't been performing super well in slab recently, so I was really trying to dig deep. And thankfully the slab was like, it was pretty hard, not too hard. It was getting a lot of tops. And so I switched up my beta after trying that stand up for a couple of times. I switched to the slower method, and you kind of just slowly press up off this crimp with your left and stand up to the finish. And so right now I've got 5 flashes, and that slab I did on my 5th attempt. And then I'm trying this boulder here, this last boulder I have to try. I did this dynamic move in the middle on my first attempt, and I thought that the ending looked pretty doable, like didn't look too bad, but most people were in this dihedral. They were pressing off their left and pressing off their left hand and then getting their left foot up after getting the right first. But it was really not working for me. I kept falling in the middle. So you see, I do this crazy sequence where I put my left foot up first and do this drop knee with my foot upside down, and then I get my other foot up, and that just worked better for me because the reverse of it, my butt kept falling out and I just wasn't able to do it. And the lines were super long, so I didn't want to try and switch beta and risk just like wasting an attempt having to do it again after 30 minutes. And so once I did the middle sequence the way I did it previously, I just stuck to it without trying anything else. And it ended up paying off. I did it here on this attempt. So I finished my round with 7 tops. 5 of them were flashes and 2 of them were my 5th try. So that means I was 7 tops and 15 attempts. The boulders, I think they were set really well. It was a pretty high top round. But yeah, I think maybe I could have done the blue one that I didn't send, but other than that, I'm pretty happy with how I climbed. I don't think I could have done too much better. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So as I'm recording this, Heat 2 is still happening. Right now it's 6 p.m. It's 6:11 p.m. and the Heat 2 is done at 7. So yeah, I finished my morning qualifying round with 7 tops and 15 attempts, and I finished in 13th place. And so I'm sitting here stressing. You can see I have my headphones in right now because the venue's not that far from where I'm staying, and the cheering from the MC and the crowd is really stressing me out. It's gonna be close. Basically, there's like, I don't know, 73 people in Heat 1 and maybe like 53 people in Heat 2. And I would say like there's arguably some of like the biggest hitters were in Heat 1 as well. So it's like I'm right smack in the middle. It's gonna go either way. It's gonna be 50-50. Like I think 7 people can beat me. If 8 people beat me, then I'm bumped out. But yeah, I was not I knew it was gonna be a really strong field, but 130 people, holy cow. And everybody at the event was strong. Like while we were sessioning together, it was just crazy. Like a bunch of people I'd never heard of were just like crushing it. So yeah, I'm gonna just like sit around nervously for about 50 minutes, wait to see if I make it through tomorrow, and I will check back in. Heat 2 just finished, and I ended up in 24th. I was 1 attempt out of making it to semifinals. So it feels pretty bad. A couple people made it in with 7 tops and 14 attempts. And if I shaved off just 1 try somewhere, I would have probably been tied for the last spot to go in tomorrow. This one feels especially bad because with the Canadian team, like the North American Cups are kind of where you get your points and you work your way up in the rankings and you can get selected for World Cups. And so this one was going to be worth the most amount of points of this year. And this is kind of like my big opportunity. There's one in Montreal later this year, but I don't know if it's really going to be enough for me. So yeah, I think I might have blown like an important opportunity here. So it feels pretty bad. Don't know what I'm going to do next. I don't really have much on the horizon for comps. But I have a rest week now. It was originally just going to be 5 days. I'm going to extend it to like 10 days or something. So I'll take that time to rest from all the training we just did and digest the comp that just happened and see what I'm going to do going forward.